testify for you. I do that 3, 4 times again, I testify for you.
Hi guys, and welcome to my page. Today we are going to be learning how to use these removable charms that you can put on your junk socks, and you can also put these on as brooches as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and add your image to your canvas, and this is using Cricut, the design space. So you can use whatever program you have. You have Silhouette, it wouldn't matter. And this isn't a step that you absolutely have to do, but to make like a perfect cut, it just makes it a lot easier for me. So once you upload your image with the background removed, you're going to put an offset on it. I like a thinner offset, so I'm gonna go with about this 0.83, and you're going to apply your offset, make it white, and then you're going to group that together. So that's what I've already done here. I'm going to delete this one. These are my images. Each one is roughly about 5 inches high, about 2 wide, and then these are about 3 inches high, 2 wide. I wouldn't go much bigger than the 5 inches tall, just because of the process once you actually get started. So I'm going to flatten this, and then we're going to go ahead and make this. When you make it, of course, you're just going to use a regular, your regular mat. Continue. I'm going to send this to the printer. I'll be using my HP Photo Envy. You can use any type of inkjet printer for this. This is my printer of choice, and I always add the bleed. For this project, I'm going to be using this shrink film. It's from Amazon. I will link this in my Amazon storefront. However, recently I did just purchase this shrink paper. It's a little less expensive. I haven't used it yet, but if it is a good fit, I will add it to my Amazon storefront. So if you don't see this one in my storefront, that means that I did not like how it went, so I didn't add it. But so far, this one works very well. It's just pretty expensive. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out. This particular paper, there's no front or back to it, so you can put it in your printer anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it through the regular feed on my Photo Envy, and I'm going to set the settings as specialty gloss paper, and I'm going to go ahead and send that to print. Alrighty, so my image is off the printer, and this is how it looks. Now I am going to let this dry because it does come out a little wet because it's more like a plasticky paper. So I do let it dry for at least 30 minutes. You know, you can kind of gauge it to see how long you like to let it sit. But for me, about 30 minutes works out just fine. So that's what we're going to do here. For my cut settings, I'm going to be using the genuine leather setting with a more pressure base material, and for this I am going to let it go through the Cricut 2 times. So again, I'm going to cut it 2 times on the Cricut. Okay, so now I'm going to take my strong grip mat and I'm going to place my image on here now that it has dried. And I'm going to use my roller to make sure that it is on here very well. I do like the strong grip mat just because this material is really thick. Remember, it's like a plastic, so this works better than the regular grip mat for me. And now I am ready to put it into my Cricut to start cutting. Now that your item has cut, you're going to just go ahead. Sometimes there's like a little residue on the image itself just from the cutting, and then you can go ahead and peel this off. Remember, this is a super grip sheet, so it will, some things may stay in place while others will come off, but we'll clean that up at the end. And then if your offset gave you this little inner one, you just want to take that out, and we can clean that up once we go to the desk. And then I'm just going to again wipe off any of those little pieces of white residue. And then do the same here. So I'm just going to take my images out. Okay, so now it's time to go ahead and get these prepared to go into the oven. I'll be using a toaster oven that I use for sublimation. You cannot use an oven that you use like in your kitchen to cook food, because this does release like toxic chemicals that you can't ingest. So it's recommended to have a oven that is specifically for like sublimating and doing things like this. I am going to do 3 at a time, just so that I have time to press them and everything. Again, I'm just making sure there's no residue on these before I put them in the oven. And I am just using the sheet that came with this oven, along with some, this is a Teflon sheet. I just cut it so that it would fit on here. And then I'm going to pop this in the oven. It can be between 300 degrees and 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And you put it in the oven for 2 minutes. Alright, so once you get it out of the oven, you're going to flatten them with some type of spatula. And then I put another piece of parchment paper over it. And then I use something hard like a glue, just to make sure that it gets really nice and flat. And then you're going to just let them cool off for a couple minutes. And then when I talk about the differences in color, once you actually get these out of the oven, this is what I mean. So you can see this is one that I have not shrunk yet versus the one that I did shrink. So you can see that the yellow in the sweater did get a little bit darker once it shrunk. So that's just something that you have to keep in mind when you're doing this process. Alrighty, so I have all of my pieces now. I'm going to start the process of actually putting these together as removable pins. You can use them as charms as well. Some people just stick them directly onto the socks. They can be stuck directly on as well, but I want to make removable pins for mine. And remember, this can be done with any image that you find. So I'm going to start out with my safety pin, and I will have all of this stuff linked in my Amazon storefront. Again, anytime you're using pins, make sure you open the pin when you're actually putting it on, so that you know which side to place the pin. And then I'm just going to kind of eye it to see how much resin I'm going to put here and where I'm going to lay it. So I don't always go straight down the middle, because if you notice, there's like a little slit here and I don't want to cover that. So I'm going to just go slightly at an angle. Either way is fine though. You know, it's kind of like your preference. And I am going to use my small UV light in order just to let it cure for a second. Later on, I will hit it with my larger light to make sure that it's properly cured. So I'm just going to hold that in place, and then I'm going to put my light on it. And I do this for just a couple seconds. I'm just trying to put it in place well so that I can manage it as far as when I flip it over to do my coat of UV resin on top. So right now it's not completely cured, and that's perfectly fine. It doesn't have to be right now, but I'm going to go ahead and put it under my larger light to properly cure it. And I'm going to do that for 60 seconds. Okay, so now that I have double cured that, I am going to now, and this step is optional, so this is kind of more of a preference. You can go ahead and use your charms just like this. They will open and close just fine. We do have one more step with the back, but we'll go over that once we do the front of the actual piece. I like to coat mine with a with the UV resin just to give it like a glossiness, because it is more of like a matte right now. So I just go in with my resin, and then you can use anything. I'm just using an old rhinestone picker that's kind of messed up right now, but it helps me to spread the UV resin so that I have like a good layer here. And this one I did put kind of a little too much, so I am going to, I don't want to put it on another one because it's not enough. I'm just going to let it go onto my mat here. So that's why it's good to have like a mat or something that you use when you're using this UV resin, because I want a nice even coat. So I'm just going over. And then I'm just checking for bubbles, because sometimes little bubbles will get in here and we don't want that. And then I'm going to go back under my large lamp for 60 seconds. I am going to hold it in place because I don't want it to fall over while it is curing, because that may cause all of my resin to go to one side and it just won't look good. So I am going to hold it while that's going on. Okay, so it is completely done and it's already dry. You can see now it has more of a glossiness, and that's just my personal preference. So you can see here's the difference. Here's the matte and here's the glossy look. So again, just the preference, which one you like. Again, I just like the UV resin. So that is how you make the pens. Now this pen is almost ready. Oh, sorry, we got one more step. So I always do go back over my safety pin just to give it another coat, just to make sure we don't have any issues with that coming off, because these will be going out to customers. So I want to make sure that they are very secure and that they don't have any issues with them coming off. So far I have not seen any of my pens come apart with this method. So this is something that you can try. Now guys, please if you like this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. I will be posting more content, and leave a comment and let me know if this is something that you'll be using on your junk socks. And this is not only just for junk socks, you can also use these pins as like brooches. You can put them on your shirts. I can see a lot of different uses for these. So I'll be coming up with some different things, and I also have these for sale on my website, which is linked down in the description. So if you would like to purchase these, if you don't want to go through the process of making them and you just want to purchase them, I do sell these, as well as the sublimation patches. So you can send me the picture that you would like and those will be sent out to you. And here is our final product. And again, it's just a pen, and you can put it on your socks. You can put it on shirts, hats, whatever it is that you would like to use these for. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope that you enjoyed it and learned something and you're able to make some of these yourself. Have a great rest of your day.